Hello everyone, welcome in part 3 of VSCPR theory. Earlier we have discussed about VSCPR theory that it was given by Gillespie and Nyholm in 1957, and this theory was giving very good explanation about the regular geometry and structure of chemical molecules which are not having any lone pair. So we discussed it with hybridization sp, sp2, sp3, sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3. Beside that, we have seen some examples which are having lone pair also. So due to lone pair, what happens? The structure becomes abnormal. Okay, the geometry and structures become differ because due to the lone pair repulsion or lone pair bond pair repulsion, what happens? The structure distorted or changes, so there is a difference comes between geometry and structure. Okay, so that we also have seen, and then we discussed about lone pair bond pair repulsion also, and we did an example of CH4, CH, ammonia and H2O, in which all three have sp3 hybridization with tetrahedral geometry, but they have different structures. Okay, like CH4 has tetrahedral structure, whereas ammonia has a pyramidal structure, but H2O has V-shaped or angular shaped. Why? Just because of the presence of lone pairs. Okay, so we have discussed about 2 points. One, regular shape of molecules, and then the LP repulsion is more powerful than LP-BP repulsion, then BP repulsion. So we did these 2 points. Now we are moving to the third point. Okay, the third point. If I am comparing single bond with double bond, then what will happen? Single bond is always having very less electron density. Suppose I am going to compare CH4, which is tetrahedral with 109 degree 28 minute. This is tetrahedral. Okay, hybridization is sp3. Same hybridization POCl3 is also having. Clear? Like methane, POCl3, phosphorus oxychloride, is also having sp3 hybridization, but its structure is not tetrahedral. Why? So we will learn this thing in point number 3rd. Okay, so in point number 3rd, I can say you this is double bond. Okay, and due to the presence of double bond, what happens? The electron cloud is there. Okay, so it has it occupying more space. This electron cloud is occupying more space, so it will repel these bond pairs. So consequently, these bond pairs will be compressed and the bond angle will be reduced from 109 degree to 103 degree, approx 103 degree angle is there. Clear? So this is the impact of double bond. If triple bond is there, okay, then you can see more electron cloud is there, so it can repel more effectively, so it can reduce more the bond angle. Now I am taking the 4th point of this theory, that is suppose ABX is the formula of chemical compound. Clear? And I am talking about the electronegativity. In chemistry, except some exceptions, what we are doing, we are writing less electronegative element first, then more electronegative element afterwards, except ammonia and all. Clear? Ammonia is the exception, you remember it. So what happens? If the electronegativity of B, element B, is high, then angle BAB will be reduced. So I'll explain this with 2 examples. Example number 1. Clear? I am comparing ammonia and NF3. Now you can see, first we are going to, this is your B compound, this is your B compound. Clear? And you can see, if you are comparing, this is hydrogen is having 2.1 electronegativity, whereas fluorine has 4 electronegativity. So you can see the electronegativity of fluorine is more. So angle of NF3 must be lower. Okay, so let's check it out. What happens? Angle is 107 degree. We discussed in previous lecture. In this, angle is approx 102 degree. Okay, so the angle is less. Clear? But why? The question is coming, why? So I have to explain this. As you know, the more electronegative element has tendency to attract the electron towards itself. Clear? So in this case, nitrogen has more electronegativity, that is 3, and hydrogen has 2.1. So it will attract the electron towards itself. So these bonded electron will shift towards nitrogen. Both the electrons will shift towards nitrogen. Clear? So they will feel more repulsion with each other because they come near. So they will feel more repulsion. So they will repel each other like this way. So the angle is comparatively higher as compared to this one. But in that case, just opposite phenomena is going. What happens now? The fluorine is having more electronegativity, that is 4. So it will attract the electron towards itself. So the bonded electron will shift towards fluorine now. Clear? So as you can see, these bonded electrons are shifting towards fluorine and they are making distance with small nitrogen atom. So they will feel, they are at more distance, so they will feel less repulsion. Less repulsion means the angle will be reduced. Clear? But here they are feeling more repulsion, so they repel each other like this way. So that's why the angle is, as compared to this, angle is higher. Clear? I'll take one more example to make you understand. The second example, I'll compare H2O and OF2. As you know, the oxygen is having 2 lone pairs in both the compounds. Clear? Why I have written OF2? Because fluorine has more electronegativity. Oxygen has 3.5, whereas fluorine has 4 electronegativity. So it is written afterwards. Clear? So now I am comparing these two. The same phenomena will be applicable there also. You can see these are 2 lone pairs on H2O, and now you can see angle is 104.5 degree and this angle is 102.5 degree approx. Approx angle is there. In some books you can see 0.5 degree less or more. Okay, so this is the correct one, which according to me this is the correct one. Okay, what is the logic behind this? Again, these bond pair electrons are shifted towards oxygen because oxygen is more electronegative as compared to this hydrogen. Hydrogen has 2.1, whereas oxygen has 3.5 electronegativity. So it will attract the bonded electron towards itself. So it will be there. So these electrons shifts towards oxygen. Okay, so they will feel more repulsion. Then they will repel each other. So the angle will be more than 102 degree, that is 104.5 degree. But if we are talking about OF2, then just opposite phenomena is there. As you know, fluorine has more electronegativity. Now the bonded electron will shift, slightly shifting is there, slightly shift towards fluorine. So they will slightly shifted towards fluorine. So they have some sort of distance from oxygen atom. Okay, so they will feel less repulsion, then the angle will be reduced. Okay, angle will be less than this. So this is clarified now. I think if in ABX compound electronegativity of B is more, then angle BAB is reduced. So in this angle is reduced. Clear? And in this angle is reduced. Clear? Now we are moving to the last point, that is fifth one point, that is also very important. Before conclusion we have to understand this also. If we are going to compare H2O, okay, and H2S, then you can see two lone pairs are there, okay. As you can see, if you go through with my hybridizations video, then I made you understand about the calculation of prediction of hybridization. So two lone pairs are there, okay, because it is lying in 16th group, oxygen and sulfur both are lying there, and they have 6 valency shell electrons. So 2 are making bond with 2 hydrogens and 4 are free. So two lone pairs are there, but the bond angle is different, okay. If I am comparing the bond angle of this, then you can see this is 104.5 degree, but in H2S, as you know, this is a liquid and this is gas. H2S is a gas. In chemistry lab you must have smell it, okay. The angle is approx 92.5 degree, okay. In some books it is 92 degree also given, but it is this is more correct according to me, okay. Why the angle is reduced? Beside, if they both have two lone pair on central atom, then why the angle is so much different? Guess. There is a simple logic, which is oxygen has how many electrons? 8 electrons. Total 8 electrons are there. Atomic number of oxygen is 8, okay. What is the atomic number of sulfur? That is 16. So it is having 16 electrons. So it is the game of these electrons, my dear students. You can see oxygen is having 8 electrons in orbitals and sulfur is having 16 electrons in its orbital. So it is partially empty and it is partially filled orbitals, I can say like that also. So what happens? These partially filled electrons, these more electrons having more repulsion, more powerful repulsion with these lone pair and these lone pair and bond pair. So it will reduce the angle from 109 degree 28 minute to 92.5 degree, because they both have sp3 hybridization also. They both have sp3 hybridization also, and in sp3 hybridization the geometry is tetrahedral. They both have tetrahedral geometry, but their structures are V shaped. Both have V shaped, angular shaped or bent shaped. Clear? Why they have this much of angle? If you go through with Drago's rule, then think about it. If they have, the H2S has hybridization or not. So for that you have to see my hybridization video, okay. So I am putting star on this H2S, whether it is having hybridization or not. But if I am talking about H2O, then it is sure, because I have mentioned here. So H2O is having sp3 hybridization. Now the question comes with point 5, okay. So what is point 5 is saying? They both have two lone pairs, but the angle is reduced. Now the question of hybridization is not there. I want to explain you about the bond angle, okay. So why the angle is reduced so much in this case? Because as compared to oxygen, oxygen is having 8 electron in orbital, but sulfur is having 16 electron in its orbital. So it has to. So this is partially filled. So these partially filled electrons will also feel repulsion. So lone pair repulsion becomes powerful. Now it becomes powerful in this case. So it will compress the angle up to 92.5 degree. Clear? But in this case less electrons are there, empty, partially empty, not exactly empty. As compared to this one, it has less electrons, so it has less repulsion as compared to this one. So it can compress it, but not that much, that is it is in H2S gas. Clear? So this is all about the main important 5 important points of VSEPR theory, by which we can give the explanation of structure and geometry of various chemical molecules. Clear? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you so much.